What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus G15 Advantage gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're going to check out Until Dawn again, but this time at 1440p on an external monitor. And this is a request video. They did not request 1080p or 1440, so I figured I'd do both as usual. So, hopefully, it'll be a little bit better on here, but 1440p is also a little harder to run. So, I don't know what to expect, so let's shut up and let's hop into the game and let's go find out.
All right, now we're going to do 1440p here. Basically, we're going to do almost a carbon copy of what we did before. Although I think I kind of skipped FSR at this point because it didn't seem like it was really helping. In fact, it seemed like it was hindering, at least in the frame time department. There might have been a place here and there it gave us like 5, 6 FPS, but it seemed like for the most part, it wasn't really that helpful. But anyway, let's hop into the game and you guys can be the judge of that. All right, so here's the very beginning of the game. We'll start there and just kind of move our way through. Yeah, it actually seems like it's doing as good, if not slightly better than it did at 1080p. Still have little frame time skips here and there, but this is playable FPS. That's what I've been told. Most people say, hey, as long as I get like 30 to 40 FPS in a game like this, I don't really care. I don't need 60. But me, I like 60 plus, but in this game, you're not getting that pretty much on anything. Not all the time, anyway. Most systems, once you get to a certain point, probably about high end, you can set their settings correctly and 99% of the time stay over 60, but there's certain parts in this game where it just stutters like crazy and drops frames like crazy. There's two in which I can point out that happen basically every single time. Now the GPU is definitely staying at a higher megahertz this time around. No idea what its temp is. I really wished it would stop making the different things up there disappear all by itself. I don't change that around at all. It's the same as it's ever been since the day I installed it. But it's got a mind of its own. It'll sometimes take wattage and how much temp it's using away. In fact, I haven't seen temp in quite a while. Wattage comes and goes, but I haven't seen temp come back in quite some time. So I don't know if the sensors are just broken, if the new drivers are wonky, or what, but that's what's going on. I would never take those things away. All right, dear, let's see what you got. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, let's move on. All right, next up on the list here. I can't remember if I tried FSR or not. Apparently I did, cool. So, now let's go hop in and see if it actually helped or if it made the FPS worse. All right, here we go. Get ourselves some more gameplay here. Now, obviously, it's a different place, but it definitely seems like in certain parts we got lower FPS than we did before. But could just be a placebo effect. It might not have really changed much. Frame time seemed pretty similar. It wasn't getting the best FPS.
Jeez, Josh. Once again, brother, you've outdone us all.
if you actually did this.
All right, cool. My GPU thing just got delivered. So as soon as I'm done recording this particular thing, I'm gonna go and grab that real quick. But still pretty playable FPS. It's got its moments where it's got big frame drops down into the 30s, but most of the time it stays above 30, and that seems to be most people's low as they were willing to go. But I'm gonna go grab my GPU and then move on to the next one of these. All right, here we go.
Whatever you say, darling.
Now, I don't think I actually changed anything here. I think I was just like, hey, what the hell? I was supposed to get more footage than that. And then just started getting more. Although we'll know for sure, because I think I turned off ray tracing next. If the next one is moving on to just high, then I'll know this was the one that we just turned ray tracing off and did ultra. It definitely has its moments, so I think this is probably still with ray tracing on, though. I don't think it was dropping nearly under 30 with no ray tracing. I could be wrong, though. And I don't think I ever tried that stupid virtual shadow thing on anything besides the highest end stuff. And that stuff really hits your FPS hard. I would not really recommend using it. I did not really see a big difference, but I definitely noticed a giant loss in FPS. But I at least got my GPU today. Well, I hope. It could still be a box of rocks or an old GPU shoved in a 5090 box. Who knows? But and apparently I got it from Newegg. I thought I got it from Amazon, but that's probably why it came USPS. Because I'm pretty sure Amazon doesn't really use them very often. And I think the other one lets you pick, and I probably just left it on the default. Anyway, let's move on. All right, well, I guess the last one was with just ultra and no ray tracing. Still was pretty hard to run, but now we're going to drop it down to something more realistic, some high. And this gets us 60 plus a lot of the time, but still has its drops. And then we'll try medium after this. All right, here we go with high graphics settings. As I said, it still drops under 60 quite often, but there are some spots it can get 60 plus. But still mostly hangs in the high 40s to 50s at this point, at least in this particular area. So you really need medium if you want to get 60 like at all, and even then that drops quite frequently under 60. 1440 is a little hard for this game and this thing, I guess. Even with the little performance boost it gets from having an external monitor. 1440p is just too strong and this game is just too hard to run. I mean, at least the graphics look alright in this one, but still, as usual, I don't think they look good enough to warrant this kind of FPS. That's just me. I guess I'm spoiled by games like fricking Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, especially Cyberpunk. If Cyberpunk can run and give me playable FPS on my Steam Deck, I'm sorry, there's no excuse for half these other AAA titles to get 20 FPS on the thing. 19 to 20 FPS and be like, alright, that's the best it can do, man, it's just too weak. Then I go look at all the other way more graphically intensive games it can play. I'm like, are you sure about that, champ? Because I'm not seeing it. Oh, got another package. I don't know. I know it's not my GPU, but as soon as I'm done recording this, I guess I'll go grab that too. Because I don't want to leave stuff on the porch. We live in a very, very nice neighborhood. Almost nothing bad ever happens out here, but I don't know. I just don't like leaving doors unlocked and stuff on the porch. It just basically says, hey, whole world, here's a package you could just steal at any time. We'll get you on ring, but that's about it. I mean, a freaking bug can't fly by that thing without it going off. plus the rest of our cameras and
Oh my
lights and all
God.
that stuff. It's pretty hard to get on this property without me knowing about it.
Now?
Anyway, though, I'm going to go grab that package, and then we'll move on to the next one of these things. Last up, we're going to try ourselves some medium, which is what I would play it on. Well, I'd probably do medium, and I might do, like, textures high and a couple other things. But I think that's about that. So, let's go ahead and hop into the game. Well, now here we go. We're on medium, which is what I would play on. Well, like I said, I might tick textures up to high and see if that kills the FPS and drops it back into the 40s or not. But if not, I'd put that up on high. And you get 60 FPS sometimes, but there are plenty of times where it still drops slightly under.
Oh my God. What did our naive sister get herself into now?
But still, frame times and everything else seem best on these settings. And wow, it's actually still using 7 gigs of VRAM. But you'd still be good even with 8. But there are certain instances in this game where it was using well over 8. But most of the time when that happens, the thing can't handle it anyway. Like, we still drop down to 38 FPS right there. Yeah, both on 1080p and 1440, you can get some pretty playable FPS. Even for someone like me who likes 60 plus. It does drop still, but half the time this game is just doing like a movie anyway, so as long as it's not dropping under 30 or 24 FPS, I don't really care what it does during these kind of cutscenes. Well, that and as long as it's not stuttering like no tomorrow, where the person looks like they're freaking in an old timely film going across the thing where they tick across. I hate that. That's distracting. But it doesn't do that, so moot point. Yep, they're all hiding for their little prank that they think is going to be so cool. But then, actions have consequences. Oh, I will say this. Chick kind of overreacts a little bit, but hey, everybody reacts to trauma differently. So, I'm not about to the victim blame. But all I'm saying is I wouldn't have run out of a house like this.
Alright, let's get some camera reported gameplay too. Now, it's obviously going to drop under 60 a little bit more often now since we're at 1440, but at least it's getting above 60 here and there. I'll accept that. I mean, this is just a very slow walking around game, so you don't even really need 60, but you guys know me. I want my 60 if I can have it, as much as possible. And I'm sure it'll stutter like crazy like everything else has right here. Except for one piece. Actually, no, every PC did here. Only one did not for like the little intro where it says the name of the game. And that was the small form factor one.
Hannah?
That wouldn't have been very cool. That thing could have taken an eye out going by. These things' antlers are sharp. I really wish we didn't have to go in there, but we gotta do it. Even though I know it's a bad idea. That's how we progress after all.
Damn it, Hannah. Where are you? Hannah. Hannah. What? Hannah. Oh my God, you must be freezing. Here, take my coat. I'm such an idiot. I'm so dumb. Hannah? Beth? Jesus Christ. No! 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 Get back! Fuck! No! Hold on! Hold on!
Before we begin, there are a few things I need to make sure you understand. You see, no one can change what happened last year. The past is beyond our control. You have to accept this in order to move forward. But there is freedom in this revelation. Everything you do, every decision you make from now on will open doors to the future. I want you to remember this. I want you to remember this as you play your game. Every single choice will affect your fate and the fate of those around you. So, you have committed to commence with this game. This is significant, and I want to help you see it through. Sometimes these things can be a little scary, even terrifying, but I'm here to make sure that no matter how upsetting things may get, you will always find a way to work through it. All right. We will start with a simple exercise.
No.
Could
No
you please
exercise.
pick up a card? And I want you to look at the picture on the other side and tell me what you feel about it. It is essential that you answer honestly in order to get the most out of this experience. So, how did that picture make you feel? Remember, be honest. Well, that's good. In what way did it make you happy? Oh. Interesting. It's interesting. So, would it make you happy to spend the whole week here all by yourself? Huh. And what if I told you that this cottage was haunted? A level-headed response. But everyone is fighting with something. I wonder what it is that doesn't frighten you. I really do. Wait. Sorry, we're out of time. Let's investigate that in our next session, shall we?
Hey, look at that. It didn't have an issue on this time. I also noticed it hasn't really had audio issues either. It sure did on the laptop screen itself, though. Oh boy, it was doing all sorts of goofy ass shit.
Choose to stay strong, or choose to cower like a lion. Bask in the chaos or crumble in the quiet. How dark will you go? Hands are outstretched, the mist from your back clears up your eyes to look straight. The stench of death, memories in death, consider your movements. But do you challenge the righteous? Or fall just like they did? Come out of the shadows. You're just trying to play the game. So go take your aim. Fire your will be. Come out of the shadows. How dark will you go?
Today is the one-year anniversary of the dreadful tragedy that took place on Mount Washington. Sheriff Annie Klein, who's in charge of the investigation,
Thanks for having me, Marty.
listeners an update on Hannah and Beth Washington, the twins who are still missing.
1 year ago tonight, the Washington girls left the safety of their parents' lodge and headed out into a snowstorm.
Foul play.
Not officially, no. There is one individual we're considering as a person of interest, but his whereabouts are currently unknown. He has an interesting history with the Washington family. He had warned them against pursuing their construction project and claimed the land was sacred to his forefathers.
You know, there is still the old sanatorium on the mountain. Could he be hiding there?
My officers did search the grounds, but the girls themselves couldn't have made it that far.
Something about that mountain seems to breed tragic events.
More than you know, Marty.
Well, thank you for joining us, Annie. With all the Washingtons tonight, their son Josh, on this, the anniversary of the mysterious disappearance of Hannah and Beth Washington.
On this, the day of my daughter's
hello,
wedding.
friends and fans. All right, let's do that again. All right. Well, hello, friends and fans. It's beyond awesome to have you guys all back this year. First off, I gotta say, I am super excited to welcome all my pals back to the annual Blackwood Winter Getaway. So, let me just let you know, let's take a moment to address the elephant in the room for a second. I know you're all probably worried about me, and I know it's gonna be tough on all of us going back after what happened last year, but I just want you all to know, it means so much to me that we're doing this, and that I know it would mean so much to Hannah and Beth that we're all still here together, you know, thinking of them. I really want to spend some quality time with each and every one of you, and just share some moments that we'll never forget for the sake of my sisters, and, you know. Okay, so let's party like we're fucking porn stars, okay? And make this one trip we will never forget, all right? Yes!
Back to the forest we go. With Mr. Machete Man.
Hello? Someone there?
Oh yes, there definitely is.
Oh, what?
Aw. Hey, little fella. You hungry? Huh? Cutie.
Cool.
Hello? Chris? You here?
That's who I
You're not in the bag, are you?
Hello. What do we have here?
Don't do it.
Maybe I should remember some stuff.
Chris?
Sam, hey, you made it.
Uh-oh, we got a low battery. So, I guess we'll just end this here. So let's wrap her up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Until Dawn on 1440 on the Asus G15 Advantage. And still pretty playable. Obviously, it can't stay above 60 the whole time, but so far nothing has. A lot of things have done, you know, like, not a lot of things, but the small form factor PC, that's what it was. That one stayed above 60 most of the time, but it still had a drop here and there. But it's a pretty slow-paced game where you're just kind of like making some decisions. The most you have to do is make a quick decision with the buttons. So I think most people would still be able to play like this, but it's definitely not the best showing. And who knows, it might be a lot better than it was. But there was lots of negative reviews about poor performance on this thing. But obviously you can take what you saw here and make your own informed decisions. So that is all I got for you guys for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.